Leadership with Marissa. In this segment of class, we'll be discussing 2 different modules, and then at the end there will be a surprise. So stay tuned. Let's go learn about leadership. Welcome to Module 1. It's going to be a blast. Here we're going to be talking about the different types of leadership, how they can work together or be separate, and the advantages and disadvantages of each. Let's get going. First, we're going to talk about task-oriented versus relationship-oriented leaders. A task-oriented leader is super focused on getting the task at hand done. They are all about achievements and they love lists, calendars, and planners. They are defined by their level of accomplishment, and reaching their goals makes them feel like a better person and an even more fulfilled leader. Now, a relationship-oriented leader is vigilant of making sure that people are comfortable with each other in the environments that they are placed in. They have an inherent desire to connect with others and celebrate what relationships can bring to the table. They stay focused on the present moment and are less concerned about future objectives. Okay, so now we're going to be comparing Theory X versus Theory Y leaders. So Theory X leaders are driven by 3 main assumptions. People naturally dislike work and tend to avoid it. People need to be strictly controlled, and people desire security over responsibility. These leaders tend to view the average person as lazy, unmotivated, and in need of strong leadership. They are both quick to praise and criticize others and view their leadership as vital to the success of the tasks at hand. So Theory Y leaders are driven by 3 different assumptions. People do not inherently dislike work. It comes just as naturally as play. People will take on responsibility towards things they are committed to, and people accept and seek out responsibility on their own. These leaders view the average person as capable and having an inherent desire to work. They understand followers can motivate themselves and are more interested in helping others find and pursue what they are most passionate about. Welcome to Module 2, friends. Here, I'm going to be interviewed about my views of leadership before and after taking this course. It should be interesting. Let's go.
What leadership skills do you find most useful?
Good question. I would have to say that my top 2 are probably empathy and creative thinking. I think with empathy, it's really important to be able to accommodate different people. People work well under different conditions. People are different types of leaders. They respond differently to different type of leaders. Some people want to be more task-oriented, and they want to be a more relationship-oriented leader. So it just depends. And I think just being empathetic and being understanding and just willing to be flexible in different situations is just the trademark of a really strong leader. And then creative thinking, I just think that can go such a long way, especially in this time of COVID, and we have to do online classes. Like, it's gotten a lot harder to be creative within classes, but I think it's also so much more important to do that because it helps us learn. It just widens our thinking and it widens our perspective, and I think it's really important to leading people strongly.
Were you self-aware of these skills prior to taking this course?
I would say I was a pretty empathetic person in general prior to taking this course, but I had no knowledge whatsoever of like Theory X and Theory Y and relationship-oriented and task-oriented leaders. I just wanted to be empathetic to everyone, but now I have a much more secure understanding of how to be empathetic while still being a strong leader, because I feel like sometimes I used to sacrifice my leadership potential because I just wanted to be nice to people and I wanted to help everyone and do everything for everyone. And so now I realize that I can stay strong on my leadership and be there for people, but in different aspects and in different ways. In creative thinking, I think that sense has just been heightened since being in this class. I'm more aware of how to make things more captivating for people and more aware of how to tune into what people want to need and need to hear.
How has this course made you feel about disagreements within a team?
I always used to be super intimidated by conflict. I really didn't like it. I thought that it served no purpose and it was never accomplished anything. But I think now, through just this course and all the modules we've been through, that there are healthy levels of conflict, and I think conflict has such a negative connotation, but it can be a positive thing. A conflict can simply just be 2 people who are disagreeing, but they can still be friends and they can still talk about it in a civilized manner, but they still have conflicting opinions about a topic. And so I think that conflict is one of the ways that things can get most accomplished, is when people speak up and are honest, and then are also able to just be flexible and be willing to compromise. I think as a leader, you have to be willing to compromise, but also not step down from your values. So there's a certain balance between there that needs to be achieved, and that is through conflict.
And finally, how would you describe your leadership style after learning about all the different types and combinations of leadership skill sets?
I would say that I'm definitely a Theory Y relationship-oriented leader. I really value relationships and friendships and just how relationships can form and how they can just inspire you and kind of push you to be a better person, but also help you learn things about yourself that you didn't know before. In my many friendships and my many relationships in the different places I've worked, I've learned a lot of things about myself, and I feel like I would not have come to terms with those things if I did not have those relationships and was not friends with those people. And I think that people do like work. I think people want responsibility and they want to have something that they're committed and passionate about, and I think as leaders it is our job to push them towards that. It's not to tell them exactly what to do and exactly how to do it, but it's to push them towards their passion and just encourage them to pursue what they want in a healthy manner. And I think that we're just there to walk alongside them and lead them in a more structured manner. Woohoo! We have made it to the super duper cool surprise at the end. This is all about my biggest takeaway from this course. I think my biggest takeaway from this course is that I do not have to be everything for everyone. In the past, I have spread myself very thin, and as a result, I was not able to give 100% of myself to all the different things that I was a part of. And I think that just made me feel very tired, and I was always burnt out, and I just wasn't leading in anything I was in. I was following, and I was just doing the bare minimum just to complete everything. But what I've learned now is that as a leader, it is 100% acceptable to respectfully delegate to those around you that you are leading. And I think, in fact, when you sense yourself getting overwhelmed and knowing that you cannot accomplish everything yourself, that it is a sign of a strong leader when you are able to delegate and willing to share those responsibilities, because that is also teaching your followers responsibility, and that's how you build relationships with people and build trust. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you learn more about leadership and the type of leader that you are, and I hope that you can apply it more to your lives in the future. Bye!